Good morning, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Justin, or PBJ, and I hope you are doing absolutely fantastic. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be looking at some of the worst, just the scummiest things on the YouTube platform. Things that just give me gingivitis, Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at My Story Animated. Whoopity-doo. Story time. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe. Sorry I haven't posted in like 4 or 5 weeks or something. That's my bad. I was trying to do a documentary. I was having some troubles with Adobe, and it wouldn't export right, so that's my bad. I apologize for that. So hopefully this should make up for a lack of uploads. Like I said, that's my bad. So yeah, like I said, today we are taking a look at My Story Animated. Now, I always like to look at their About page on their YouTube channel. So let's take a look. So, My Story Animated, they have 3 million subscribers and 1 billion views. Well, these guys must be just the best YouTube channel on the entire platform. It might as well be. So it says, My Story Animated is a digital platform that provides teenagers and adults the most interesting and life-changing stories of the world, dude. It's like, they're so interesting that it bends reality of what a story time is. I'm so excited, guys, to just look up. I mean, what else do they got here? Business emails? That's always nice. Location? United States. Actually, they're Russian spies. But let's take a look at let's take a look at their most popular video on the channel here. We're gonna do, oh boy. I am the only man in town. Can't wait to see this one.
I was the only boy born into a girl's village after 20 years. When you're the first boy to be born into a village chock-block full of girls after 20 years, let me tell you, that's some burden to bear. All you guys out there are probably thinking it must be like winning the lottery. Girls flocking to your feet everywhere. Yeah, it kinda was like that at first, but then things just got weird.
Okay, so the video starts out with this guy going, I'm the only man in town, and for 20 years there has never been a male born. What? Can somebody please explain this to me in the comments, because I do not understand. I cannot conceptualize this. How? You know, I'm just gonna shut up. So he's like, oh, some of you boys, you're like, it's like, well, it's actually not. So I guess we're gonna find out, ladies and gentlemen, why having a ton of ladies around you is just the darnest, just the worst thing that could ever possibly happen to a human being. Let's find out.
Okay, so I live in a small village in East Europe, and the women have been giving birth to only girls for the past 20 years. We aren't really sure why, but my village believes that they got cursed from a witch that they kicked out a long time ago. But if you ask me, I think God is the one punishing us for kicking her out. On top of all that, people in my village are not allowed to marry people from the outside. So, the moment my parents realized I was a boy, they quickly wrapped me up in a blanket and kept my gender a secret.
Okay, so he basically explains why there are no men in town. So he said they live in an Eastern European country. Always nice. So like, Germany? I don't know. So they basically said that they got banished because they banished the witch a long time ago. And then they said that it's not the witch who put a curse on us, it's God. He's striking down with the mighty shooting lightning with his fingers. No men are allowed in this town whatsoever. We are not allowed this. But apparently there's a dad. So clearly I can't conceptualize just how this guy was born, but there's no men in town, and there haven't been men for 20 years. Maybe his dad's like 100 years old. I don't know.
They told everyone I was a girl and that my name was Jackie. Well, that was until I was 5 years old. I was playing in our backyard when a woman appeared on the other side of the wall. She was dangling some candy in front of my face, and like a little puppy dog, I followed her. I kept looking back, expecting my parents to come running out to get me, but they were nowhere to be seen. The woman asked me to get into her car and told me that if I was a good boy, she'd give me more candy. I didn't even think twice. My parents never let me eat candy. But then, I realized she'd said good boy, and I turned to her and told her I was a girl. I'll never forget the way she threw her head back and let out a chuckle. She looked at me and said, "Sure, Pumpkin, and I'm the President of the United States." Oh, look, there's a flying pig. I fell for it and looked, and the next moment, she'd lifted up my dress and said, "See, you're a boy, you little freak."
Okay, so this dude basically tells us that one day when she was 5 years old, she was lured into the back of a car. Literally the most cliche thing ever, right? Somebody's dangling a piece of candy over your head. Say, "Come here, I got candy for you." And then the dumb little kid named Jared or Jaquan or Jackie, he's like, "Wow, dang, that candy's looking mighty fine there." So Jared basically goes to this lady, and she says, "Good boy, if you get in my van, I'll give you candy. You're good boy if you're a good boy," like I say. And he's like, "I'm not a boy." And she's like, "And I'm the President of the United States."
Guys, I thought she was a European country.
So apparently this woman is the President of the United States, and she's luring kids in her blue van with candy, and then she lifts up this person's dress. I don't know what president this is, but this is just a weird one. Girl president that lifts up people's skirts. Go ahead and do that.
I didn't understand what she was talking about. And then she explained that I was a boy and that my parents had been lying to me. I started screaming and thrashing my arms about, and this only made her drive faster. I have no idea why I did what I did next, but suddenly I jumped onto her knee. She couldn't see where she was going, and that's when we crashed. We could have died, but I didn't care. At that moment, all I wanted was to get away from that horrible woman. And it was my lucky day, because all that happened was her car got a bit crushed, but I escaped without even a scratch. I started running back towards our village, and she was chasing me, but I was too fast for her. My parents suddenly drove by, and my mom burst into tears.
Okay, so apparently this dude tells a story, onto this story, that she somehow abducted the child into the car, and that Jared here jumped onto this woman's knees and made her crash a car. And he's like, "I made him make it out with a scratch," as his head is literally off, like just completely severed, like, dude. So apparently the President of the United States, number one, cannot drive if there is a child on her knees. Number two, likes to kidnap children. Number three, apparently can sprint at full speed after her car is completely crushed. Oh boy. Dude, I mean, even the freaking 5-year-old can do that. I can't even do that, dude. And the child's parents just drive by like nothing happens. Oh yeah, our child got abducted. Oh, that just happens every day.
Well, there was nothing that woman could do. She was well and truly caught now. To be my friend, I was the center of attention, and honestly, it was too much. I was just a kid. Suddenly, I had girls hanging off me, wanting to play with me all the time. How come I was more popular as a boy than a girl? Anyway, the older I got, the more intense it became. When I turned 12, the village mayor started a new tradition. From now on, every year on my birthday, I'd sit on a throne for the whole day, and all the women who wanted to conceive baby boys would come and bow at my feet.
So apparently, so the mother finally reveals to the mayor that he is, in fact, a boy. And apparently all these girls start latching on to him. Oh, it's a fantasy dream, whatever. That kind of stuff. So, and then apparently the mayor says, yes, because we live in an Eastern European country, we have to have a global monarchy. And apparently he is their monarch now, because women, they bow down to him like this, and they, give me a baby boy! Give me a baby boy! So that's pretty interesting, if you ask me. That's little awkward there, but you know that a 12-year-old child is being praised by a bunch of 40-year-olds that I want to conceive a baby boy.
Basically begged and stalked me for weeks. I agreed to be her boyfriend. Of course, all the other girls were jealous, and I was worried I was about to start World War III. It was really hot. She reassured me they'd only be home much later, but suddenly we heard the door. I leapt behind the sofa half-dressed, and then things went horribly wrong. Well, how did it go? Did he put a baby in you yet? Come on, Sammy, we aren't paying you all this money so you can sit around. Give us a grandson already.
So this guy finally turns 18, and all the women are just dragging on to him. And he's like, how the heck am I gonna handle this? So basically he gets like an automating woman service that automatically picks which one, or just says nope, or yep, okay. So Tinder? I don't know. But apparently he says, I might start World War III because I finally have a girlfriend, so I was right. It's Germany, clearly, because no other country can start any world war. It just has to be Germany. Dang, that creepy president of the United States, but actually lives in Germany, who abducted this person, clearly is just having some mental institutions there, because clearly, like the video said, she was from a mental institution, because clearly there was no background check involved in that president of the United States of Germany, but yeah. Okay, so here's where it takes a dark turn. If you are under the age of 10, skip to a different part, but if you really want to hear this, just stay and watch. So apparently this boy goes over to Sammy's house, I believe, and they start making out, and then they start, well, so what I can only assume is that they start having sex. And basically what comes from that is they think, oh, their parents are going to come home later. No, they don't. They come home. Of course, they walk in right as they're having sex. And the dude jumps behind. He does this colossal leap. You ever seen Mario? He does this. He freaking leaps behind the thing. And then he tries to hide. And then the parents walk in. They're like, and they reveal to us that, oh, the parents are paying the girl to have sex? What kind of twisted European country do we live in? Very weird story time, considering most of their audience here is like 5-year-olds, considering most 5-year-olds can't even grasp the concept of how a child is conceived. So, I don't think... I don't know.
Up outside my house for the whole day. Some even tried to enter my home. Everyone wanted my number and my social media contact. Amy, who lived next door to us, if she wanted to be my girlfriend. I made her swear to keep it secret so that the other girls didn't get jealous. And obviously she said yes. Please don't judge me for two-timing. I just felt desperate. And then shit hit the fan. Clearly the universe wasn't playing with me. On the same day, they both called me and told me they were pregnant. Amy was a strict Catholic and said her parents would kill her if we didn't get married. So I married her at home, and we had a quiet little ceremony. But then, Leanne told her dad she was pregnant, and he threatened to beat my ass if I didn't.
Sammy was pregnant with a baby boy, but then she fell down the steps. No reason, just she felt like it, and then she had a miscarriage, and oh boy. And then all the girls are chasing him now, because they all want baby boys, and they start breaking into his house. And yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, so clearly something is extremely wrong with this dude. Also, apparently they start dropping swear words here. I probably censor them out so younger people could kind of watch it, but then again, I did tell them to skip. So, like I said, this is like marketed towards children. Cause my sister and her friend watch these, and then I don't know. So apparently this dude just is having a little too much fun, okay? He's having just a little too much fun. He's getting a little overwhelmed here, and his mom's sick, and she's dying, and then he has a threesome, with 2 wives. Well, no, first he has 2 girlfriends, then he has a little too much fun, and then they're both pregnant, and then they marry one, and then the other person's father decides to say, I'm gonna rough you up. You made my girl pregnant. Even though I want that to happen, I'm not gonna let that happen. This is a confusing storyline. I don't even know where we are. I don't even know where we started. I mean, this is just Germany. This just happens every day. Clearly, Germany is just all girls, and there's only one boy. Clearly.
Bicycle and cycled out of the village as far as I could. I rented a small room at a cheap motel, but then every social media platform reported me missing, standing there with my 2 wives, and he said, "These women are looking for you." I wanted to run, but I saw that they were holding 2 adorable baby boys. My 2 wives told me, "We want you back. We don't care that you're married to both of us, but if it's too much for you, you can choose one." I hated how my life was like before, but after seeing my 2 boys, I couldn't stay here. My village needed me to have more children. Both of my wives were pretty cool, so I decided to stay married to them both. And eventually, I got a 3rd wife after a few years. And today, I became the proud father of 10 boys.
Okay, so like I said, this storyline here is just a little complicated for me to pick up on. So he decides to leave town because he's a little embarrassed that he married 2 wives, and then he basically stays in a crappy motel for like most of his life. And then his 2 wives come. They're like, "It's okay that we're both married to you." And then he goes back to town, gets married again, and has 10 other children. And that's how it ends. Just an abrupt ending. So, here's where I'm a little confused where this exactly takes place. Maybe the description can help us. Oh, it just says thanks for watching. Thank you. Okay. So, oh boy. So, I want to say we're in Germany because clearly we're going to start World War III. But I want to say we're in Russia because this dude has 3 wives. He's like, "Yes, my name is Jared. I have 3 wives and 10 children. It is crazy life for me, and I killed my mother." I'm just a little confused here. So there's another video right after this called "I Am the Only Girl in Town." Except this channel is called Storytime Animated. Now, no. You want to see something here? The thumbnails are the exact same thing. I'm not even joking. So there is a whole plethora of channels that are exactly like My Story Animated. And it's absolutely crazy, dude. So that's about the end for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please don't watch this channel. All you do when you watch this channel is just make it worse. And you give them views, and that's not a good thing. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Justin, or PBJ. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, leave a like. Make sure you guys subscribe. We are trying to get to 40 subscribers by the end of June. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. You can always change your mind later. Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you comment, "I eat scorpions," and give a thumbs up if you enjoy. If you don't like it, give a dislike. Discuss stuff in your comments, whatever. Make sure, like I said, comment, "I eat scorpions for breakfast." Ladies and gentlemen, as always, have a nice day.